Over the past couple of months, we have been developing our film trailer. The film, Bolivian March Powder, was a name that we came up with based around the urban drama crime genre that we eventually decided to go with, and because of the extreme drug use within the film. We wanted to create a film that we believed would be fairly easy to produce, based on the budget we had and the resources we had at hand. We were all keen to make a film based around crime, due to films like Scarface and Reservoir Dogs that are hugely popular and quite iconic. However, in order to make it suitable to film based on our resources, we had to adapt this idea, and by looking at low-budget crime films like Adulthood and Ill Manners, we thought that we could combine the two ideas and make a concept that we wouldn't be too out of our reach. The premise of our film is based around urban areas, and we began by drawing around to local areas that we believed we could use and would look appropriate in our film. We selected several locations, and after testing different shots, we came up with 7 or 8 locations that we ended up using, and in our final trailer, the settings did work very well. We then began casting our main characters, and we knew that we needed to find people that would fit the stereotypical gangster image we were looking for. From watching films like Kidulthood and Adulthood, we understood that if we were to make a similar film, we would have to use similar connotations that are found in these gritty urban genres.
Our film is based around a young boy Jack and his 2 friends Ben and Sean. The trailer begins with various establishing shots that we had shot at the very beginning to get an idea as to what we were going to film and the kinds of settings what we were planning to film. But when we began editing, we found that these shots worked very well and when sped up together as a small montage. You then see 2 very shady looking men walk into a house with one of the characters wielding a gun, which leaves the audience wondering who they are. These are the 2 kidnappers, Eddie and Vic. You see later on in the trailer and begin to understand the general storyline. The trailer begins using various cut shots to show the general plot, and you see the mass amount of drugs that are involved in the film, with Jack cutting up and weighing the drugs on the table. As it cuts back and forth, you see Eddie and Vic walk past the camera and advance into the living space where the 3 friends are sat, and you then see Eddie point the gun at the friends, leading to a cut to black where the music stops. The pace of the trailer picks up once again, with the soundtrack also picking up pace, as you then see Eddie and Vic dragging Jack out the house into the boot of a car with the use of CCTV outside the house at a high angle to help again make it look more realistic. We then used another cut to black and then began to rewind the previous clips to show where the story began.
It cuts from the house to another local setting that we found and shows Jack watch a drug deal happen late in the evening and a beaten up Vic. One of the drug dealers who you see enter the house with Eddie wielding the gun. The following clips after that show how Jack found the drugs and shows his gradual rise and fall. With the huge amount of cocaine, you see him separating at the start of the montage, in contrast to the end of the trailer where you see him and his friends increasingly stressed out and their stories that lead to the fall in their power. Within the montage, we chose a yellow and black theme with various intertitles and graphics, as we thought that it looked professional and worked well with the theme that we were trying to push forward in terms of genre of our film. We took inspiration from promotional material releases in Quentin Tarantino films like Kill Bill and Pulp Fiction, bold, vivid colours and used to stand out, and it is because of this that these images are so iconic today. Overall, we are quite happy with the final outcome of our product, and once we made our final amendments, the trailer did finish looking quite professional, with the soundtrack and other elements working well to make a commercial, viable product.